Hi everyone, welcome to week 4 of Introduction to Gifted Education. And by now I see that you guys have changed your definitions a little bit, adapted, or some of you have really stuck to your definition and have justified why you've done that and feel that your original broad definition helped encompass many of the different domains of giftedness. I appreciate those of you that have been very transparent in realizing that maybe your definition was very narrow and that you had only considered it in the sense of what we call kind of school giftedness, of that student that really performs and that we kind of want to think of as the typical gifted student that you like to have in your class. However, as we see, gifted students are individuals, and there are many different aspects to those students. As you'll see this week, we will continue to look at the general characteristics. You'll see the Renzulli scales as one of many means to start to identify gifted students. It's a non-testing identifier, and so you'll find this interesting for those of you that were looking for more behavior indicators, checklists that teachers and parents could take a look at and use. It is usually not used in isolation. It is just one of many aspects when students are not caught by the typical testing. So you'll get a chance to take a look at a video of a young boy and try to use the scales to make a decision whether or not you think this student exhibits behaviors and indicators of giftedness. Also this week we'll start to focus on our character analysis, and I'll ask that you will choose a book or a movie. If you've never seen the book or movie and you're choosing off of the list, you might not know the name of the character yet, and that's fine. You don't have to fill that in until you get in there and start to get to know the different characters. In doing so, I've set up a spreadsheet with a link so that you can put in what your kind of first, and then in parentheses you can put a strong second choice. I'd really like to see a variety so that we don't have everyone doing Harry Potter. That's been a very popular one in the past. And so sometimes, I guess maybe just from my perspective, it gets a little worn out. But I know some of you are very interested and you've read, 6 of the books and feel you know the characters really well in order to be able to do a character analysis. I've added to the list a few more that I watched this summer or this year. My Brilliant Friend was really incredible, and a lot of them you can just watch the first 1 or 2, maybe 3 episodes, and often get enough information to make an analysis. And also, besides My Brilliant Friend, I believe there was the let me look at it here. I have it up. I was trying to remember which ones I had done. I also added Suits. There's a character in there that I think you'd find really interesting. Young man who has never gotten a law degree and his ability to practice law without one. And also A Brilliant Young Mind was a fascinating movie. So you have a lot to choose from. Those are just some new ones I added in addition to ones that have been there over the years. And if you have something that you've seen and you want to suggest it, put it in the spreadsheet, and then I'll probably comment to you or ask you to give me a little bit of background. But I'm happy to make that open for you, and you choose what you're interested in. I list more movies than books because I know you're doing a lot of reading right now, and so for some people that's too much, and other people they like to have reading for pleasure as opposed to for their classes. So a book that you enjoy just reading on your own is also fine, or that you've used in your classroom. If you're in an English teacher or English classroom or something you've studied, you can bring that book back in. A few more things, not to make this too long, but let me just check my list here. So you'll be listing in the spreadsheet, and then you'll be putting in, getting feedback from others to help you make your paper stronger. Ask them if this sounds like a good argument, or does this really match. And then in addition, I believe there's another post, just a reminder to do the discussion board rubric requirements. Make sure you're citing, make sure you're using APA format. We don't want you just saying things without research to back it up or telling us where that source came from. You're going to find as an advocate for gifted students, that's really important. You can't just go out in the schools and say, well, experts say, or I heard this, or give an anecdote. And sometimes we even end up, we keep bringing back myths, that there's so many myths out there about what gifted students are like, and we really need to debunk those myths and use research to say, no, the data shows or proves that this is not the case. So it's there for a purpose. It's not there to be super picky, but just so that you become a stronger advocate for the gifted and know what your resources are. If you're having trouble with that, I'll give you on the feedback for your forum. I'll let you know. I'll let you know, you need to use it, or I'll send you a little PDF with kind of some reminders. Especially if you're taking this for undergraduate credit, you might not have had as much experience with citing sources or using APA format as others. There is opportunity coming up. AGIT, which is the Montana Association of Gifted and Talented Education, are having their state conference. It's February 20th through March 1st in Bozeman. It is a little pricey to attend. I think the registration is $100 and something. You can go just one day. But they do have special parent vouchers. So if you're a parent and you're one of the people that are not here in Missoula and you're living near Bozeman, I gave you some contact information if you want to do that and want to go to the parent sessions. Also, they always offer free, tuition or admission registration to the conference for area students. So when it's held in Missoula, they do it for Missoula students. It's held in Bozeman this year, so MSU students or area students are able to attend the conference for free. But sometimes those spots don't get used. And so if you're really interested, you have family or friends in Bozeman, you could make it a weekend or trip that wouldn't cost you a lot of money for a place to stay. Go ahead and make that contact if you're interested in going, and see if they have some spots left, because if they aren't taken, might as well take advantage of that. Also coming up, I've had Helena Schools have contacted me. They want to bring all their 4th grade gifted students here in April and have them share their passion projects. I think they name it something else. I think it was challenges, something that presented a challenge to them. I'll be offering it to the social emotional class as something they could do for their project if this follows through and the person is able to make all the arrangements. So if you're interested in that, also I run a girls mini math camp, and many of those students are identified as gifted and talented, grade 5 through 7 girls. If you ever want to come see that or help with that, let me know, because there's lots of different opportunities for you to be involved beyond just online. So with that, I'm at about 8 minutes, and I don't want to take up the rest of your time, but take a look. There are readings. Make sure you're citing the readings in your post to support your statements, and you can get started on your character paper. And I think I also put in there you could start looking at the social media assignment, because some people are on there, and something you can start to peruse right now before it gets to the end of February. So anyway, I will see you. Let me know if you have any questions, and we'll start a new week. Bye-bye.